There we go. 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, power rankings, week number 18. It is our second to last power rankings of the year, of course. Mikey B, the Squid. Congrats on your Bengals.
Champions.
AFC North champions, man. Man, what a game. Probably game of the year, right?
Yeah.
I guess they're going to be the biggest, test case here of what do you place them? I know last week I had number 9, I think, last week on my list.
I had him 10 last week.
Right, so I think we're gonna have a test case of where do we place these guys, because they definitely shook some shit up this weekend in the NFL.
Zach Taylor, big balls.
We talk about coach of the year. I mean, we have to consider him, right? No one's talking about him really in a real conversation about coach of the year, but
buddy, I look at it from this standpoint. The only award that they're guaranteed to win is Jamar Chase winning Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. I'm just saying, though, AFC North might...
Don't talk about us. Don't talk about Joe Burrow with the MVP consideration. Don't talk about Zach Taylor. Let us keep doing our job. The reality of the situation, if you look at the Bengals' schedule, that loss against Green Bay that they could have won.
Yeah.
The loss against Chicago that looks really bad that they could have won. The game against San Francisco that went to overtime that they were winning for most of that game. The only game that they've lost that looked really bad was against the Chargers.
Yeah. And the Browns.
Oh, the Browns game, too.
Browns game, yeah. So surprisingly, the Browns actually got to hold you guys really well.
I mean, the Jets with Mike White.
Yeah, but that's a close game, too. I mean, it's a bad loss, but it was a close game. It's not a blowout. Those two you just mentioned were blowouts, though.
But that's what I'm getting at, is if two or three of those games go our way instead of the other way,
yeah,
we're in one seed right now.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things this is why the NFL is so great, because it's a game of inches, really, not just on the field, but also when it comes to standings and seedings and all this stuff. You look back, look at the Dolphins, for example. I mean, look a second. Look at the Dolphins, for example. They went into Sunday literally controlling their own destiny, and in a span of 4 hours, were out of the playoffs completely because everything went against them. They lost their game against Tennessee, and all the tiebreakers they needed to hold on, they all lost those.
Because 2 is awful.
Yeah, that's gonna be another obviously conversation we're gonna have in this podcast, between February and June. So, anyway, let's get to the rankings, shall we? Number 10, who do you got?
This team free-falled a little bit for me this week. They fell from 6 to 10. I'm gonna put the Indianapolis Colts here.
Guess what? So did I. It's a bad loss. It's a bad loss too. Now, I'm surprised the Raiders were competitive, because I had an argument with Big Jim on the Hello podcast last week, and I told him that the Raiders were frisky, and I got laughed at for that. I said the Raiders will cover the points. Didn't think they'd win the fucking game. Didn't see that coming.
No.
But here we are.
Originally, whenever Carson Wentz wasn't going to play, we talked about this on the live stream when we talked about that line being 8.5, and we were just like, do they know something about Carson Wentz that we don't know? Because why is that line 8.5 with Sam Ehlinger at quarterback?
Yeah, it was weird. So, but I agree with you, man. I think they'll get in. I think they'll fix the right, the wrong on this.
I mean, for them not to get in, they need the entire world to go the opposite direction. And I think they're playing Jacksonville this week, so
they'll take a business.
I'm as penciled them into a playoff spot as you could be.
The Jags are fishing already. They're starting a fishing trip already. So, yeah. All right, number 9, who you got?
Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
You weren't impressed with that win, were you, against Atlanta?
No.
That was a game, actually. That was actually a close game.
The worst 7-8 team or 7-9 team of all time, the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah. I'm with you. Number 9 for me is Diston.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
That's a bad loss.
It is, but it isn't, because what we're forgetting is Arizona's still an 11-win team. They didn't lose to the 3-win Giants or Eagles or Redskins. They lost to a team that's going to make the playoffs and potentially could still win their division.
It's a perception thing more than anything else. You know what I'm saying? It's perception, I guess.
I guess the real issue is the lack of offense the last couple of weeks. That's been the Dak in a slump. What's going on? Trust me, I've lived through it for 2 weeks of fantasy football reasons. So the slump is real with this offense. They need to get it back into gear, but losing Michael Gallup for the year is going to hurt.
Right. I agree, 100%. All right, number 8.
I have the Cowboys at 8.
Oh, really? You do?
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah. The teams that were behind them all did their job, and unfortunately, with them not winning, they do have to fall some. I mean, I didn't free fall them like I did the Colts, but dropping them is what needed to be done.
Yeah. Number 8 for me, this team stayed where it's at. That is New England Patriots. I mean, that's a great bounce back. I know it's the Jaguars, but 50 points, 50 points. I don't give a shit who you are. You're an NFL team. 50 points against any team is pretty impressive. And done that what I think twice or 3 times now. It's scored like 44 or more against a couple teams here. So it's a big win there for them. They needed it too after the last 2 weeks. So all right, number 7.
Give me the AFC North champion Cincinnati Bengals.
Guess what? So do I. And I flirted with putting them number 6, to be honest with you.
I did too until I started looking at some things. And when I look at the overall rankings, I think that there's still work for them to do. Personally, win the first playoff game in, a million years is goal number 1. That's why I said, don't talk about the rest of them. Let Jamar get his shine for being Rookie of the Year, and let's
right.
focus on playoff wins rather than regular individual awards.
Right. Number 6 we got.
Give me Mac Jones and the New England Patriots.
Ooh, okay. So where were they last week?
They were 7. They moved up 1 spot.
Okay. So you're impressed with this week.
They were the benefit of the Colts free fall because I had the Colts at 6 last week.
Right.
What I'll say with them, I know they don't control their own destiny to win the division, but I'm still petrified of that defense.
Oh, of course.
And that's why I have them ahead of Buffalo.
Yeah. Number 6, I had to do it this time. I had to do it. This team was in my top 10, I think, last week, I believe. But if the playoffs started today, the number 1 seed in the AFC, and that's Tennessee Titans. I have to do it at some point. And now, the main reason why I put them high, too, is that we're hearing that Derrick Henry could be back as early as this week. So when you add the Derrick Henry factor into that now, I have to course correct for that because he makes them now a Super Bowl contender because the AFC is not – the AFC is wide open, bro. Let's be real for what it is. The AFC is wide open, really. I mean, Chiefs are good, but they're not infallible. So any team could come in and just do, going on a heater. And the Titans, they get an extra week off, especially 2 this week. They win this week and get a bye week, and Henry's back in 2 weeks for the visual game. That's a great sign for the Titans. So I had to reward them in that one. So that's my number 6 for me.
I have the Titans at 5.
You did you even higher than me. There you go.
I had them at 9 last week, so I had to move them up accordingly.
So we had the same idea.
Yes.
Jump. And Dolphins have won some 7 in a row, and obviously it's middling opponents, but they pretty much pumped the brakes on the Dolphins pretty quickly in a dominant way. Gotta give credit for that.
34-3. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, 5 for me is Arizona Cardinals. That's a big win. I mean, you beat a Dallas team that people are starting to say, "Oh, they're Super Bowl contender." You're free falling. This is the big game for your team. For perception, whatever. And you come out there and that's a great performance by the Cardinals team that for the most part this year has looked like that. So I give him credit for that. So I'm 5 the Cardinals. So.
I think I just noticed something on your rankings that we'll talk about afterwards. But
I know people also do, but I'm going to defend it because this is a lot harder than you realize. This is more of a confidence thing.
All right, number 4, give me Tommy and the Bucks.
Guess what? I got them there too. Not impressive. They won.
They moved up a spot in my rankings. They were 5 last week. They're 4 this week. The loss of Antonio Brown for him going CTE may hurt them long term with no Chris Godwin. So I don't know what the hell they're going to do after Mike Evans at wide receiver. So some questions there, but you can't penalize them too badly for only beating the Jets by 6 or 7.
Right.
What the fuck it was? I don't even remember.
All right, this would be fun. Number 3.
You have the Bucks at 4 as well?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, give me Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Same as last week.
Yeah, I had them at 3 last week. Yeah.
I think we got the same 3 last week also too. 3's the Rams still.
You had the Rams at 3?
Yeah, still 3. Because they almost lost to Baltimore. I mean, that was not an impressive win.
Chiefs didn't lose, though.
They won by a point. I mean, they almost lost that game. I mean, I'm not going to knock them for, obviously that, but that's a game that they probably should have won running away.
Dude, Tyler Huntley threw for however many fucking yards the one start he had and almost beat Green Bay. We didn't penalize them.
Did I penalize them that week, though? I thought I did actually that 1 week. I might have won by a spot because of that. I may have. I'm not sure exactly. No, but and again, I think the other thing also I'm a little worried about too. Also, is the Stafford thing, the pick sixes. I love Matt Stafford. I've been one of his biggest defenders last decade, but he does have a knack. He's a gunslinger. He is, and he has a knack of throwing some pick sixes and stuff. So he did it again on Sunday, and it's a little scary. That's a little scary. So yeah. I got to rank him accordingly.
Playing for a good team that still doesn't have a running back that you trust.
Right. All right. Number 2. Who's the wait for this week?
The Rams.
Okay. You're still high on the Rams. You're still high on them.
Buddy, I'm sorry. There isn't a team right now in the NFC not named Green Bay that I trust more.
They might be the most consistent team on your rankings this year, including the Packers. Because the Rams have been top 5 since week 1, week 2.
Hold on. Let's go back because I have it all right here. I started the Rams at 5.
Okay.
They have not fallen past.
I don't remember being out of the top 5 at all.
4. No, they were 5th week 14, and they vaulted back up after beating the Cardinals. They haven't been past 5th the rest of the year.
That's what I was saying. Like they've been a consistent team.
The Packers haven't been below 5th. Or no, they were 6th, 8th. They were 8th. They weren't in my rankings at all week 5 after the loss.
Exactly.
Or week 4.
Yep.
The Rams have been in it every week. The Packers have earned their way back in after the shellacking from New Orleans.
Right. They've been, but I'm saying the Rams have been in your top 10, top 5 every single week since this year started. Even in a little slump, you never panicked.
The Packers haven't been below 3 since week 11.
Right. I think same with me also too. I said probably earlier than that. 2 for me is the Chiefs. I had to knock them a little bit. I mean that's a game they probably should have won. They were up big early, and then they just Jamar Chase is a grown man. Jamar Chase is a grown man, dude.
It also turned into this is why they're not really the biggest threat in the Super Bowl contender race for the AFC. The fact they have no fucking run game. Because when you're up by 2 scores, you really should be running the fucking football. Right. And with Clyde Edwards-Helaire being hurt, I'm sorry, nobody's scared of Damian Williams.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Excuse me, Darrell Williams, or whichever fucking Williams they have running there now. Nobody's scared of that guy.
They might need Damian Williams to sign.
You know what? They may need to go sign anyone.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Ray Rice.
Ooh.
San Francisco treat. The Rice-A-Roni hit her with the 1-2 punch.
Big part 2 also about Jamar Chase. Like the DB that was covering him, he did a good job. Jamar Chase is that good.
Yeah.
It was like he was like blowing him out. He like wasn't passing him. Like he was literally covering well. And just Jamar Chase made plays. So obviously number 1 we know number 1 is the team that clinched the NFC number 1 seed.
Ron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, MVP. Right? Oh, no.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, especially with Jonathan Taylor not having a great game against the Raiders. I mean, I know Joe's come on strong, but I don't think the front half of his year was good enough to pass Rodgers.
Right, he's been consistent. Although they had debate about the Brady beat, still getting MVP. Nah, Rodgers. Stop with the Brady thing, please. I love Brady more than anybody else, but please stop with that. All right, as we do every week, our sad 5 on the Football's Awesome podcast. So let's go to 28-32. This is depressing, as always. 28, what you got?
Fuck the Texans.
Fuck up 2. I got him 28. 29.
I'm back to 29th overall, the Carolina Panthers.
Had to go to Detroit, man. That's a bad loss to Seattle. That's a bad loss. That's a bad loss. I have on a point, by the way, this week, to the record. 30.
Who knew that Sierra's husband could throw that many touchdowns in a game? Give me the Lions.
JETS. Still. Can't blow a lead, man. Sorry. 31.
Somebody tell Sunshine to cut his hair.
He's there too. 31. Which means you actually agree with me, do you? On 32.
I had more passing yards than the Giants on Sunday.
So did my dead grandmother. Just saying. They're that bad. Take Fromm. Come on.
And you guys thought Daniel Jones wasn't a good quarterback, but you wasted a draft pick on Jake Fromm. Makes sense. That makes sense.
And that alone is why Gilman's get fired. That right there, you just identify why she get fired. Just saying, right there. So anyway, 5 Follow Mike on Twitter at They Call Me Burn, BERN. We look out for our Take 3 Wrestling. We kick off the 2022 with our award show. Can't wait.
I got to go watch Wrestle Kingdom. That happened last night, and night 2 is tonight. So I will go watch Wrestle Kingdom.
Did you start already, or are you going to start now?
I got through, like, the first 2 matches, and then I was like, oh, let me turn on my Royal Rumble for a little bit to give myself a fucking break, and then we started recording, so I'm going to get back to Wrestle Kingdom.
So what's real quick before we go, where are you on a Rumble now? I am in the middle of 93.
Oh, hold on. I have it paused on my TV. I'll tell you what year I'm in right now.
And by the way, I forgot Ric Flair was in that Rumble, 93.
Yeah. You came out like 3rd, right?
Yeah.
Second,
actually.
I'm about halfway through the 96 Rumble.
Oh, I got it. So I'll probably pick up some ground now because you're going to be watching Wrestle Kingdom. So,
yeah,
I plan on watching the Rumble today.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Anyway, we'll see you Thursday. And good job by you.
Later. You didn't defend Buffalo.
I know.